You ever notice how people that claim they've been abducted, they're always
Yeah, they're never wrapped too tight.
yeah.
That's how they choose their victims. It's like, hey guys, we gotta go for the dumb ones.
Man, like apparently, like Dan Aykroyd's one of those guys that's like really into this, and he believes people are abducted all the time, and he's always talking about there's this person claims they lost time, they woke up and suddenly it was like an hour later. I'm like, yeah, you're talking to fucking crazies, Danny.
Yeah.
Well, I guess like he comes from a family that was like into the occult like that, like looking for ghosts and shit.
Oh, so he's a real life Ghostbuster.
Right. So it's like yeah, it's part of his family heritage somehow. Which is yeah, it's strange. But yeah, interesting.
Let me ask you about UFOs. Do you guys think any of the UFOs that have, been spotted by, like, let's not even say like loons, but like by the military, supposedly, do you think there's actually been, extraterrestrial crafts that have come to Earth?
I don't think it's absolutely impossible. I mean, there are ideas where we could move objects probably within our galaxy. I wouldn't say another galaxy, but we could reach other stars within a reasonable amount of time.
I don't know. The universe is so big.
Well, the universe is big. The nearest galaxy is insanely far away. But inside the galaxy, there are stars, we could reach. Like, theoretically, we could reach other stars within our lifetime.
But I mean, that's moving at like light speed, right?
A good fraction of light speed, but that's theoretically possible. But like the nearest galaxy, I want to say is like 50 million light years away.
Yeah.
So that's pretty difficult. But there's still science we haven't discovered yet, and then contradictions.
There's this one guy, I think his name's like Bob Lazar or something like that.
Yeah, I've heard of Bob Lazar.
And he used to work for the government, and like he went on Joe Rogan or something, and like he claims that like I think he claimed that like a spacecraft crashed here, the government's in possession of it, and that like
Multiple spacecraft.
and he said like they couldn't like get it working or something, but that it used a device that could manipulate gravity to basically obtain like a large amount of speed.
Which is some kind of idea of where you could get very fast speeds.
Right.
But
a lot of people have like discredited him, and I don't know.
yeah, I suspect it's not true. He claimed they found the spacecraft in some kind of like archaeological dig or something. But I don't know.
But he did Rogan. He had like this Navy guy on there or something, and he talked about how like they saw this craft. They called it like said it looked like a Tic Tac almost or something. That kind of shape. And he claimed that it was making moves, that were faster than anything our technology could possibly do.
Right, but nobody's provided any like actual documentation.
That's the problem. Anytime these claims are made, there's like not substantial enough proof.
But he was like if he's crafted a story, like he's done a decent job of it. Like he's got like gaps in his explanation that he's just like, I don't know, and like kind of black boxes and weird shit, and you're just like, yeah, I don't know. He seems like a smart guy who's telling a decent story, but yeah, who knows? But yeah, I mean, I have read papers where they thought they could send something maybe like the size of an iPhone to the nearest star, and like if they put everything in place, they could maybe get something there within a span of like 20 years, which, I mean, that's a pretty short amount of time.
My only thing is like if alien crafts are here and they're like observing us, I'm like, it pisses me off because I'm just like, okay, like reveal yourself already. We definitely need the help.
I mean, if aliens were real, I think they would murder us.
Like I think if you're an alien species and you see one of these very rare planets that have life, I think I would just observe it. I'd be like, there's like a billion other stars and planets. Like, I don't really need to fuck with this one.
See, I don't think a alien race would murder us Because like if they have the technology to reach us, that means their civilization has been around like a lot longer than ours. And like what would they murder us for? Like they don't need resources. They would have a whole galaxy full of resources, anything they wanted. And it's like also like if they've been around longer than us, most likely they're more civilized.
I don't know. I'm sure they'll figure
don't
out something that we could be useful for them. Like,
Unless it was a situation where like their race was like destroyed by an AI and then that AI is coming for us.
I mean, robots are the most likely candidate for interstellar space.
Oh yeah, if we're ever actually visited by a craft, it won't be piloted by like, an organic being. It'll be a robot of some sort.
I don't know, man. I feel like they would kill us. I just feel like because like, first of all, that's what we do. Like when we go anywhere, we take over and we kill, right? And like that's what all animals on planet Earth do. Like all living things, like they go and they eat and they feed off of each other. They take resources from each other. Like,
But you could have like a robot civilization on something like desolate, like Mars.
yeah, robots. That's one thing. So if it was robots, but if it was like a living, organism, like I'd imagine, like the fact that it's even here, it would say
I mean, but if you are like a living organic thing from another place, like another like planet with living organisms is probably going to be like a huge disaster for you. I mean, you're going to show up and like fucking like weird fungus is going to start growing on you and you'll be like, what the fuck is this shit?
So there's these books called like the 3-body problem, I think, or like there's these books by I think this guy named Lee Sin-Soo. I'm not sure.
I mean, I've heard of the 3-body problem, which is basically like
if like a life form finds other life out in space, like it attacks that, right? Like it eliminates it, because if there's life out there and you can find it, then it could find you, and if it finds you, it could kill you. Like kill them before they kill you, essentially.
I mean, that's not the 3-body problem I know, but it could be co-opted into like a sci-fi story. I mean, it depends. I've heard others where like, if you encounter like a species or a group where they have some kind of like violent tendency where you think they're going to be, problematic, basically you just isolate them. And I don't know.
That book or whatever, that sci-fi series, The 3-Body Problem, I want to say that's in development as a TV show for Netflix by like those guys that developed the original Game of Thrones TV show.
Interesting.
I'm not
I haven't
sure.
heard of it. You don't know the author?
No, I'm not even sure what it's about, but it's apparently like a a popular sci-fi book.
Okay.